Hello church family. Well, we're about a week away from reopening our in-person services here in our beautiful church building, and we are so excited. We cannot wait to see you again. We'd like to take a minute to show you around the church, show you a few things that have changed inside since you were last here, and tell you a few things to expect when we gather on Sunday together. If you haven't watched it yet, we'd like to encourage you to watch our video of our discussion with Dr. Yamamoto, our longtime church family member here at First United Methodist Church. And we talk about COVID, vaccines, masks, and what all of that might mean for opening our church safely and taking care of one another. So that's on our YouTube page, and I'll include a link of it in our description. But otherwise, come on in. All right. Here we are in our sanctuary with our currently empty pews. Our district guidelines regarding masking and social distancing and things like that have changed to match the state. So our requirements are that if you are unvaccinated, you will need to continue to wear your mask over your mouth and nose. If you are vaccinated, you are welcome to take your mask off or leave your mask on as you prefer. As far as social distancing in our pews, there are no requirements at this point, but we would ask that we try to maintain a little space between one another, particularly as we're all acclimating to being around one another again. But here in our Aldersgate room, we want to create a space for those who are feeling a little more anxious or maybe have other reasons that they want to keep their mask and maintain a little more distance and precautions from others. So we're going to ask that here in the Aldersgate room, masks are required. So if you choose to stay here in the Aldersgate room, this is a space where we've socially distanced the chairs, and we're going to ask that everyone wear a mask. All right, here I am in our pews. You may notice that our pews are still empty. We don't have any papers or bulletins or hymnals here for our use. That's still a district guideline that we're going to continue to follow. So words to the hymns will continue to be projected above, as well as our scripture readings. If you like to follow along in the bulletin, as we've done over this past year with our digital bulletin, we will still be providing that online. It will be the same bulletin for both services right now, and it will be the same whether you're at home or online. So we have a short form and a long form. If you like to print it out at home and don't want all the words, you can print out the short form. And if you like having the text to Reverend Maggie's message and the scripture and the prayers all in front of you, then you can still print out or look at the long form. Here in the church, we will have QR codes posted. I'll post what a QR code is right here, that you can scan with your phone if you forget to print out your bulletin, and you can access it through a tablet or a phone here in the church. Or you can just go to our website, carsoncitymethodist.com, and go to our virtual church page, our online church page, and get to our bulletins from there as well. Now, while we're so excited to gather together in our sanctuary, we aren't quite ready yet to open up for coffee hour indoors after service. We're not ready to be sharing food and getting close together while we talk yet. And also, there are a lot more cleaning protocols that Ellen, who cleans our building, has to do. So we like to limit the spaces that she has to come and take care of after we go. So after service right now, you'll find the Wesley room closed. But luckily it's beautiful outside most days, so we'd encourage everyone who wants to stay and chat and catch up to gather together out on the lawns or in front of the preschool here where I'm at, and where there's a little shade, to visit before you go. We will have a few chairs set aside, a few folding chairs set aside, that if you'd like to sit down for a minute, you can. There will be some disinfecting wipes by the chairs, and we'd ask that you just wipe down your chair before you leave it, and then we'll take it back in later. Now, it is summer, and we generally don't have Sunday school for pre-K through 12th grade over the summer, and we'll continue that right now. There will be no Sunday school, and as of right now, our nursery is still going to be closed. Now, we all may have varying degrees of how excited we are to be back out into the world. Some of us are ready to rip off our masks and head out and hug everyone we see. Some of us are a little more tentative, and as a church family, we want to create a space where all are welcome. So with that in mind, we'd ask that a default greeting for one another would be a hand over our heart. We can say hello. Now, if you're a hugger or a handshaker and you're craving that contact, I'm sure there are other huggers and handshakers who are going to be here too. You can find one another by gesturing for a hug or a handshake and asking, "May I hug you?" Maybe handshake. And if the person you're speaking to is more of a hand over their heart, then you can turn your hug or your handshake into a hand over your heart as well. We want to create a space that's welcoming for all, where all can feel safe and have their needs met. And we want to take care of one another, doing no harm and loving our neighbor and loving each other. So I encourage you before Sunday to watch our discussion with Dr. Yamamoto on our YouTube channel. It'll be down in the description of the video below. And if you have any questions or concerns about service and reopening, you can always contact the office or myself. And with that, we hope to see you here in the building or online on the 6th.